Hey guys, Caleb's Cards here, coming at you with another football binder video or binder collection video. We are continuing on with the NFL Hall of Famers binder. I believe there's only 2 binders for this collection, so it should go pretty fast, and then we're going to show some of the TTM collection. So, like always, I start out with my cards that have multiple Hall of Famers on them in the beginning, and then if I get duplicates of those cards, I'll add them into, um, say Joe Montana section or whatever. So you might see a few of these cards again repeated on somebody else's page. So here we got one of my favorites. It's got Steve Young, Emmitt Smith, and Dan Marino all dressed as Santa Claus. But we have quite a few guys there. Here's some of our more recent pickups from the Antique Mall that I added in there. And then we start with the A's, and I believe this is A through I. So we got Mr. Herb Adderley, who sadly passed away, I think the beginning of this year, or recently. Got Mr. Troy Aikman. My uncle actually ran into him on a plane. Of course, my uncle did pass away a while ago, but he told me the story that he bumped into him on a plane, and he was, at the time, he was carrying my cousin on his back, and I guess my cousin reached out and kind of like touched him or grabbed him, tugged him or something like that, and he was a little guy, so just Troy Aikman just like whipped around, and it was just, he said he was just staring at my uncle, who was a big man, wondering what the heck he was doing touching him, but he didn't know it was my cousin. So he's like, yeah, he kind of came off as a jerk, but I guess to Mr. Aikman's defense, he didn't know that there was a little kid touching him. So that was kind of a funny story that he told me about. So, and this was after his playing days, he said. Well, actually, it may have been towards the end of his career, or maybe right after, like 1999, 2000, something like that. Because my cousin was young. Then we got Larry Allen, John Madden's favorite offensive lineman. We got Marcus Allen. Of course, put up elite numbers pretty much almost his entire career. Really good running back. We got Lance Allworth, Morton Anderson. We got Doug Atkins, who I have just one card of so far. Steve Atwater, Broncos Hall of Famer. Do have a few of his cards. It's actually come up a little higher. Champ Bailey, so we have 2 Broncos right in a row. Elite defensive backs in a row. Got quite a few Champ Bailey's cards. He was one of my favorites. Even got a few Redskins cards of his. And Mr. Lem Barney. A lot of guys I just have like 1 or 2 cards of at the moment. Sammy Baugh. Bobby Bell. Raymond Berry. We have the, I guess it's kind of like an error card. Doesn't have the Hall of Fame little logo there. Jerome Bettis. The Bus. Fred Biletnikoff. Got George Blanda. Played forever. Mel Blount. Terry Bradshaw. There's lots of B's. Derek Brooks was a really fast and really great tackling middle linebacker. We got Jim Brown. Roosevelt Brown. Basically same picture, just 2 different years of swell cards. Got Tim Brown. long-time wide receiver. Played for like 20 years, or almost 20 years. Willie Brown, who passed away last year, I think it was, or 2019. Isaac Bruce finally got in. Definitely was a big offensive weapon for the St. Louis Rams. Kurt Warner and guys like that. We got quite a few of his cards. Got Buck Buchanan. Got Dick Butkus. And then for like these Hall of Famers that most likely I'll probably not have more than 1 or 2 cards of ever, and are way more obscure, I just put them all in the back, kind of in their own little pocket. So if we get more than hey, then we can expand it. Let me go to the C's. We got Earl Campbell, Harry Carson, Chris Carter, I used to PC him a little bit. We got Dave Casper the Ghost, Jim Covert, Bill Cowher, we even have a card of his, Roger Craig. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet, so I don't know why I put him in here. So I'm going to have to correct that one. But he should be. So I don't think he was, at least. Yeah, pretty sure I looked it up. So I'm going to have to change that one. Larry Zonka, Curly Culp, another great defensive tackle for the Chiefs. And then we got just the more obscure guys, the C names. Going to the D's, Al Davis. Got TD for Terrell Davis. We got Willie Davis, Packers legend. Brian Dawkins was a really good pickup for the Broncos. The Eagles thought he was washed up and done, but he still had some good years left with us. Really brought that fire for our defense. Dermonte Dawson, Len Dawson, one of my favorites. Even though I never saw him play in my life, obviously I'm not old enough, but I just collected his cards for some reason. Joe DeLamere, Richard Dent. He definitely put dents in defenses, that's for sure, or offenses, that's for sure. That offensive line. We got Mr. Eric Dickerson, another really good running back. Dan Deerdorf, I actually got that card signed a long time ago. Mike Ditka, pretty funny guy. Great coach, great player. He's inducted as a player, obviously, not a coach. Chris Dolman. Also sadly passed away recently. Got Art Donovan. This is a remake card of an older 60s cards, I believe. Tony Dorset. Got this really cool Prism card. 88 tops there. And then we got a random John Driscoll in the back. Bill Dudley. And then we got the Kenny Easley. Albert Edwards. I just had a few of them, so I just made them their own page. John Elway. We got a custom-made card by my friend Brandon. So, yeah. He's being sacked by a Colts player there. And he put, "Is that your boy?" So he gave that to me for Christmas a couple years ago. So I just kept the note with it. I just thought it was funny. It's like a whole new card again. So got quite a few John Elway. Got Santa Claus giving this kid a little tiny John Elway card. The kid in the picture kind of looks like that one kid from the movie Hook with Robin Williams. I wonder if he was modeled after him or what. But that's who he reminds me of every time I see him. Even got a baseball card of him. Got Weeb Eubank. I don't know. Haven't heard of him. But he's in here. Got Marshall Faulk. We do have a decent amount of his cards, which is pretty good. I mean, he was another really good running back. Probably could have kept on playing longer had he not run into those injury bugs. You never know. Got a few rookie cards, which is always nice. Got Brett Favre. Another really good player. Falcons gave up on him, and the Packers found themselves a gem. So, their loss. Tom Fears. Ray Flaherty. Tom Flores, who was inducted in 2020. Len Ford. Dan Fouts. I have a few cards of his. Frank Gifford. Got Tony Gonzalez. A few pages of his. Duke just jumped on the bed, so apologize if you hear a bunch of noise. Got the nice camo parallel card. Otto Graham. Got Red Grange or Harold Grange. Darryl Green, one of the fastest NFL players. Mean Joe Green. Got Kevin Green, who also passed away, quite sadly. Always thought that was a pretty cool card, celebrating after a sack there, or maybe a tackle for a loss. Forrest Gregg, offensive lineman. Bob Greasy. Russ Grimm. I think he was a 2018 inductee. Ray Guy, the only punter in there, but I think Shane Leckler might have a shot. Maybe Sean Londetta. You never know. Then we got just a bunch of guys. Last name G. We got H. George Hallis. Charles Haley. Jack Ham. Dan Hampton. Kind of looks like an actor there. I'm trying to think who it is, who he looks like. Oh, he looks a little bit like Tommy Lee Jones there in that 88 Topps card, just a little bit. Don't you guys think? Or maybe you think I'm crazy. I got John Hanna. Franco Harris. Marvin Harrison. I have a few of his cards. Just a couple pages worth. I got Mike Haynes. Ted Hendricks. Better known for his days at the Raiders. Gene Hickerson. Might be a little bit of a forgotten Hall of Famer there, offensive lineman. Paul Hornung. Kenny Houston. Sam Huff from the Giants. We're almost there, almost to the end, guys. Claude Humphrey. Got a couple of his cards. Lamar Hunt. Got the Lamar Hunt trophy. Steve Hutchinson. I think he was a 2019 or 2020 inductee. I think it was 2019. And then we end it with Michael Irvin, who we have a decent amount of cards. So we got the parallel. I also have some of these cards for Emmitt Smith as well. So we get to fill up 2 players with those 2 cards. So that's it. So that's binder number 1. I'll be back with binder number 2 for you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.